There's the give right at the middle, and big hole by Franklin. He breaks it. He's gone. He's gone. He's going to catch him 40, 30, 20, 15, 10. He's gone. Touchdown. All right. Woo!
Welcome, everybody. It's Monday night, a little after 7 o'clock, and that means that we are here at News Radio 1400 KTEM, live at Wings Pizza and Things on HK Dodge and Loop in Temple, Texas, with tonight's edition of Inside Wildcat Football. Brought to you in part by Las Vegas Jewelers with over 50 years of jewelry experience. They're down there on 31st Street in Temple. So if you have any sort of jewelry needs, you need to go let those guys know, and they will take care of you better than anyone else could. Before we get to tonight's show with Coach Stewart, we have a special guest. We have with us Coach Steve Prentice. Coach Prentice, yeah, let's give Coach Prentice a big hand. Now, for those of you who may not know, Coach Prentice, he doesn't seek the spotlight too much, but he handles just about everything there is to handle with Temple Wildcat Sports. So, Coach Prentice, I got an email from you today, and there were some letters after your name. What do those letters mean? Like, what is your title?
Well, my title with the district is the Athletic Director of Operations.
Okay.
And so, you know, my deal is to handle all the logistics, facilities, and make things work behind the scenes. My title, I went to school to be an athletic trainer, so I'm a certified athletic trainer, and then I'm also a licensed athletic trainer for the state of Texas.
Oh, okay. So you said you went to school for that. Where'd you grow up?
Grew up in Mahia.
Oh, okay.
Went to Southwest Texas and got my undergrad degree from Southwest Texas and my master's from Southwest Texas in sports administration. So.
Okay. And so, did you actually play any sports growing up?
Big in baseball and cross country. Didn't play football. Wasn't quite big enough, I didn't think. And that's if I had one regret, that'd probably be it. That I might have tried to stick out football past middle school, and I didn't. But other than that, I had a good high school career and wanted to stay involved with athletics, and it was a good fit.
That's great. That's great. You know, and I've gotten to know you a little bit over the last couple of years coaching middle school golf, but you know, you do have your hand in pretty much everything that goes through the athletic department. One thing that I thought was really interesting is you and I, while we were upstairs with Art Coley in the press box a couple of weeks ago, and you showed us your step meter that's on your phone or on your wrist, right. I guess. How many steps do you walk a day between the admin building, the stadium, everything?
Oh, you know, I probably average about 15,000 steps on a regular day just because of where the office is located and where our athletic facilities are back and forth. And so, yeah, you know, 15,000 steps. And then on a home game night, so far it's been around 35 to 40,000 steps on a home game night. But it's just part of what we do. So
how far is that? Like 35,000 steps?
Oh, according to the app, it says it's about 12 miles. So
in a day.
In a day. Yeah.
Just to get ready for a football game.
Yes, sir.
Or so. Whatever. That's amazing. I don't even like driving that far. So let me ask you this: after college, when did you graduate from college?
Graduated in '94.
Okay.
And was 21, looking for an athletic training job, and got a phone call saying that Temple was going to add a second spot in athletic training, and that I ought to call them and put my name in the hat. And so I did, and I'd grown up in Mahia where Coach McQueen was still worshipped quite a bit, and read about Coach McQueen in Temple all through my high school days, and drove by this stadium in the school every weekend going back and forth to college, and thought, why not? You know, and at that time, coming off state championship in '92 and you know, going to the just one game short in basketball. I mean, they were winning everything, and as starting your career out, why wouldn't you want to come work at a place that was winning in everything? So
yeah, no doubt. I hear that. And you know, of course, I grew up here, and I couldn't imagine being anywhere else either. Speaking of stadiums, what do you think about high schools having $70 million stadiums?
You know, in the last...
And when's ours?
Yeah,
when do we get ours?
Well, we have a pretty nice one, and there's lots of people I know everybody in our district would love to have ours, you know, in our current district, other than maybe Waco. But, you know, in 23 years, I've seen facility across the state, not only in football stadiums, but even the basketball arenas that the likes of Bruceville Eddies and Massillville's and small schools are playing. It's unbelievable where the facilities go on. But, you know, these kids deserve good facilities, and if we can fund them, then, you know, I think it's great.
So speaking of facilities, you know, talking about Temple's current facilities, we've had some upgrades in recent years. You know, can you talk about that a little bit and how that happened, or who had their hand in that? Or
well, anytime in Temple when we're upgrading facilities, it's going to take everybody's hand. You know, the support from the school administration has been awesome. Donors coming through when we need it. The community support's been great, and we've been fortunate with the last couple of bonds that passed to get some facility upgrades that are really good. And then luckily, because of our location and our facilities and what we put out, we've been able to get some pretty good sponsorships too, which helps generate revenue, which helps fund things like the turf, and the original turf and scoreboard was funded through sponsorships and revenue that we knew we could generate year after year with playoff games and so forth. And then when the new turf is only 2 years old, and we were able to go to our administration, and they were willing to support that, and they funded that, which was great, not to have to really dig in for more sponsorships at that time. So
when you talk about sponsorships, are there any sponsors that you think deserve mentioning?
Oh, all our scoreboard sponsors, from Johnson Brothers Ford to Temple College, Lingfield Lumber, those guys have been good to us and continue. But even our smaller sponsors that help us out on whether it be with meal discounts for our teams and this and that, from the Chick-fil-A's and Slices, all those have been just great supporters. Even the Wings Pizza thing, doing this for us and allowing us to place here has been great too.
Yeah, so this has been. I'm really enjoying this too. It's kind of it lends itself for this kind of thing. I mean, where else have a coaches show but at the the only real sports bar in town. So so what are some? Well, we were talking about facilities a few minutes ago and sponsorships. What is one of the biggest needs that Temple Athletics has right now? Well,
one of the needs that we hear about, that I get emails or phone calls about, obviously on the fan side of the deal, is the scoreboard and the video board, because as we get to play in these playoff stadiums, most of them have newer video boards than we do. So and our video board's 10 years old now, and so we've got 10-year-old technology, and as we all know, technology changes so fast. There's some things to be done there, but what we look at is in the athletic department, Coach Stewart and I, what do we need for our kids? What's best for the kids first, fans second, and the next big pressing issue Coach Stewart and I have talked about is upgrading the lighting at the stadium. The lighting is 30-plus years old, and there's a lot of things out there that we could do to increase the lighting. So that's a project we're looking at, and then that's probably the biggest project we're looking at right at the moment. So.
Yeah, and this being my first year up in the booth, that's something that I've noticed compared to other stadiums, is it almost looks like we're looking through tinted glass when we're looking down on our field trying to call a game. I mean, it really is considerably darker.
Well, yeah, and the lights we had were state-of-the-art when they were put in, and it served us well. But now with LED technology, a lot of stadiums are going to LED lighting, which you can do a lot of really time-saving and neat things, being able to turn them on and off from your phone, to being able to dim them and using just the amount of light you need based on the event you're having. So there's a lot of interesting deals out there, and we're exploring those right now and see where it takes us.
I would imagine also that the energy used by newer lighting would, in the long run, end up paying for itself, probably, wouldn't it?
We think it would, but we're still looking at those numbers and making sure, because a lot of them will tell you that, but we really want to dive in there and make sure that we know what we're getting into if we're when we're fortunate enough to move ahead with some lighting projects. So
sure, okay. Well, I want to ask you, do you have any? You've been here for a while. Yes, 94. You said 94. That's a long time. So what are some of the most memorable moments? And it doesn't have to be football, because I know that's not all you do. What are some of your, one or two of your more memorable moments that you've had?
Oh, well, the whole 2014 football season with the run to state was unbelievable, because as any guy coming out and wanting to get in this profession, I mean, you always dream and hope that you're going to be able to get a ring and win a state championship. And, you know, when I got here in '94, they'd had one in '92, and it was, you know, just like some of us took it for granted, I think, that it was just going to happen again really quick. And so to wait 21 years to get a chance to do that was an awesome experience. But in the other ones that I can think of, in '99, in Coach McQueen's last regular season game, the Hail Mary that was thrown and caught to get us in the playoffs that year was one of those moments that you'll never forget. And then, you know, I was fortunate enough also to be the head softball coach for 4 years. And
you know, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and
okay.
You know, I have, on a personal note, I have quite a few good memories of taking that team at that time as first they've ever been in the playoffs, and watching those girls, you know, celebrate and be excited for winning playoff games again. And so those are some of the ones that really stick out to me.
Well, that's pretty cool. Well, we're going to have to go ahead and take a break, Coach Prentice. So we'll be back with more Inside Wildcat Football in about a minute on News Radio 1400 KTEM.
Or bored because the work is too easy? Mathnasium can help. Whether they are in second grade, high school, or somewhere in between. We teach kids in a way that makes sense to them. We help them master skills before moving on so they develop a clear understanding as well as build their confidence. Give your child the math advantage at Mathnasium. Google Mathnasium or click mathnasium.com. Mathnasium. We make math make sense.
It's been our experience that everything is better when doubled. A double shot of espresso, double stuffed cookies, double entendres. Anyway, the same goes for Schlotsky's sandwiches, like the Deluxe Original. It's got all the same fresh and delicious ingredients as the original, but double the meat, double the lean smoked ham, double the Genoa salami, and double the Cotto salami. So you know what that means. Double the deliciousness. So grab a Deluxe Originals today. Be happy that you're seeing double. Only at Schlotsky's.
I'll tell you what I saw. Big difference like when you get in stand stuff. Darryl get in stand stuff. Like I didn't even think about it like the other night or.
And we're back, News Radio 1400 KTEM with Inside Wildcat Football, live from Wings Pizza and Things here on a Monday night. This is the live coaches show for Temple Wildcat Football, and we're sponsored in part by Las Davica Jewelers. With over 50 years of experience in the jewelry business, they're the guys to go see if you need to buy your wife a ring or anything like that. We are here now with Coach Scott Stewart. We'd like to thank once again Coach Prentice for being here with us tonight. He's one of those unsung heroes that does just about everything there is to do behind the scenes in Temple Wildcat Athletics. And Coach Stewart, you might want to, I don't know, do you have anything to say about Coach Prentice?
Yeah, if he leaves or something happens to him, I'm quitting because he is the catalyst of this entire program. If it happens at Temple High School in any sport, Steve Prentice has a hand in it. I mean, and he doesn't seek out attention. He doesn't particularly like attention, but that man deserves everything. They could triple his salary and it still ain't enough.
Yeah, you know, I think I don't think he really wanted to do the interview tonight.
I promise you he did.
But I kind of twisted his arm a little bit, and he showed up, and he was a good sport about it. So
that's just that is the personification of a grinder and a champion, because I mean he doesn't look for the accolades. He doesn't sit around wait for people to pat his back. If it needs to be done, he gets it done, and he gets it done as good as or better than anybody I've ever worked with. So,
yeah, I've enjoyed getting to know him myself, and I didn't know till he just told me that he was he coached the Wildcat softball team.
Yep.
I never knew that. So that's pretty cool. And actually, they made a really long playoff run that year, the best one we've ever had.
Yeah.
So that was cool to hear. I didn't know. So anyway, we had a pretty good football game this last Friday over at A&M Consolidated. I guess at the time, the only loss that they had on the year was to number 5 Richmond Foster,
and they played the dog out of them.
Yeah, I mean, they lost by 6. I think it was a close, close game. They tend to be, A&M Consolidated, I guess, tends to be more of a running team.
Yeah, they're a triple option threat. I mean, we knew that going in. It's a magic show in the backfield, and so just trying to. And I think you saw what I was talking about I guess, last week, or I don't remember when. I guess it was last Monday, but talking about the water bug they got at quarterback. How shifty is that kid?
Man, he looked hard to bring down. I'm glad I didn't have to do it.
It's a hold your breath every time that kid's holding the ball. So, I think our plan was good. I don't think we executed it as well as we probably should have, but good people make you do that. You don't play the number 5 team in the land to a 6-point ball game and think us think we're just going to go out there and stone them. Now, I'll back that up with, I am so tired of the charity business that I'm ready to get out of the charity business. I mean, we point blank handed them 16 points in the first half.
Yes.
I mean, I'm talking about on a silver platter, here you go. And you can't do that to good football teams to get away with it. I mean, I kind of watched Tennessee give up leads and find a way to come back and win. I don't want to live that life. I mean, don't get me wrong. Ugly victory is better than a pretty loss, but I got it. We got to get out of the charity business. We throw a pick down to the 1, and then we bust a coverage, come out of coverage again. At some point, I want to start kicking my own butt for that, but we executed it well in practice. First time we get the look, we were ready for the look, and then, of course, they score a touchdown, and the linebacker comes over and says, "My bad, coach," and that makes me want to stab somebody in the neck with my keys because I hate that worse than anything. My bad, coach. My bad. Yeah, I know it's your bad. Everybody in the stadium knows it's your bad.
We saw it. We got it on film.
Yeah, got you, bud. Appreciate you. It's your bad. We're clear, check.
Right.
Right. But so I don't always handle that kind of stuff well. But I mean, we busted the coverage. We throw an interception. We get a field goal block. That's the only time they move the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, they might have had 100 yards in the first half, and 50 of it was on that one play, and then the other 2 was a defensive special teams miscue and an offensive miscue. So I thought we played pretty well. I'm the guy that I don't want to give up 0 points. That number irritates the mess out of me. But that's why, I mean, defensive guys, we're supposed to give up 0 points. I don't know that it'll ever come to fruition, but we're supposed to give up 0 points, period. That's the goal. And if you don't meet the goal, then there's stuff to work on then. I mean, if we pitch shutouts, then I'll probably smile a little bit more. But, I thought our offense played well at times. I think, we kind of lost some of our zeal, some of our, X factor in the third quarter. We didn't move the ball as well as I would have hoped we would have. We kind of, I don't know. You guys probably know better than I do, but we had to be averaging about 6.5, 7 yards a rush in the second quarter. I mean, it was just, I got fussy. I'm gonna use that word. I got fussy. We tried to run a little outside zone in the second quarter, and I think we got called for a holding or something. I'm like, why are we trying to run it outside? We are bleeding these guys up the middle, So, we had that kind of mantra going. We had that. We were leaning on them. I saw their kids with their hands on their hips, and body language is big to me, and that's when you got to go into attack mode. So, thought we did well in the second quarter, and then it's almost like we played a different football team. We had different guys, and it's like we played a different team in the second half. We went from playing Consolidated Tigers to like the Green Bay Packers or something. I mean, we couldn't move the ball to save our heads. So it's just execution.
Well, in that second half, like you said, it was a low-scoring half. It was pretty much a defensive battle, I guess, and we happened to win that battle 7-6 in the second half. But one of the things that at least I noticed, and I'm no football coach, but it looked like we forced them to throw the ball with how well our defense was playing in the first half. We forced them to throw the ball, which is definitely not their comfort zone.
Right, and I mean, if you take back the pick six and the busted coverage, take away 14 points off that 22, they scored 8 points. I mean,
right.
I realize they scored 22 points and they get credit for 22 points, but I mean, I wanted to take away. I want to say I'm talking about we the coaches. We wanted to take away their option game. Now that's easier said than done. Triple option is as hard to defend as anything on the planet.
Sure.
But I felt like, their veer option was plan A. They run a little kind of a gap scheme option, or a little read game off it and throw it. It's their plan B. I thought their plan C was speed option. So if you stop playing A, B, and C, I mean, if they beat you with plan D, they're going to beat you anyway. You wasn't going to win that game anyway. So, I felt like their plan D, I felt like our game plan was to get them to throwing the ball. Now, the scary part of them throwing the ball is that joker drops back. And, again, it's like trying to tackle a chicken. I honestly was calling around trying to get some greased pigs and say, if we can tackle these pigs, we can tackle him. And I couldn't find any. And then they told me there's probably some kind of law against it or something.
Yeah, I'm sure PETA would have been out over at the practice field. if you'd have done that. But but we did hold them to under 40% passing. I mean, he only completed 9 passes out of 23. It looks like he threw.
Right.
So we did a lot of things right.
We did. I thought I was proud of our coverage. The longer he holds the ball, the scarier it is. But at least he's not throwing it down the field. They hit us with they caught us in the coverage, and there were 2 passes that I think if I'm not statistically wrong, that 70% of their passing yards came off 2 passes. They had that touchdown pass on the 6th play of the game or whatever, and then they had a little sprint smash look to cover. They caught us in a cover 2 look, and they just kind of hit a hole on us there and gained about 25 or 30. So other than that, I was proud. We've got to get better at tackling. It seems like the more skilled guys we go against, we want to kind of slow play them and, oh my gosh, don't let him loose, don't let him loose. And see, I'm just the opposite. You take a cheetah and you run right at a cheetah, he's going to jump out of the way. Sure. You know what I mean? Don't run from a cheetah because he'll walk you down. But I mean, I kept saying, stop breaking down, run through him. Because what happens is the first guy comes to balance. Well, I don't say break down because that suggests slowing down. I don't want to slow down. But the first guy comes to balance. Well, then the second guy comes to balance to see where he's going to go, and then the third guy, and then we're just backed up like a traffic jam. Sure. First guy, run through him. If you miss him, oh well. At least it identifies it it's called herd tackling. We work it all the time. And human nature is when you get a guy that, oh, I don't want to get embarrassed. I don't want to get. Well, I think the new term is cooked. I don't want to get cooked. And so I said, guys, we got to drop pride. If he cooks you, at least send him to your teammate. Sure. Identify space, and so we've got to get better at that. I was not very pleased with our tackling. We were at 63%, which is not good enough in my opinion. So we want to be up around 80, and we worked really, really hard today, at least to start fixing that. Tackling is the key to this game. This game is all about blocking on offense, all about tackling on defense, and if you can't tackle, you can't play. Yeah, that's right. I mean, it all comes down to basics, at the end of the day, doesn't it? Basic fundamental football. So, and I guess our offense looked pretty good. We had another new, well, not new. He came out a week ago, but junior Zion Leach, number 33. Yeah. Had a terrific ball game. He got about 20 carries Friday night, and he ran over some people. He's a load, and again, we knew this coming in. I mean, Zion is a heck of a football player. He's a mean kid. He's a aggressive kid. He doesn't like to be brought down. It's kind of like a badge of honor, I guess a badge of shame if you get brought down by one guy. Right. And so he really. He works like that in practice. We've really worked hard on our Zion. I mean, I'm going to give it to him. He kind of went to our offensive coordinator and said, Coach, I'm ready. I'm ready to grow up. I'm ready to handle my part of the business. I'm ready to be more dependable and be more accountable and be more responsible. And, said, okay. He said, tell you what, go earn some burn on special teams, and we'll go from there. You go prove it to us. Don't. I mean, what you do speaks so loudly, nobody listens to what you say anyway. So don't tell me you want to fix it. Fix it. And he's done a really good job on special teams. We gave him a couple of carries, and then you see what the product is. I mean, that's never been his problem. And, sure. And he's a great kid, and I think he's grown up a lot over the last month and a half, and he's getting some burn because of it. And I think everybody's seeing what we've already known. I mean, I knew that would happen, and I told him that. We kind of had a middle week, meeting with him, me and the offensive coordinator, and said, look, dude, you're going to get some touches this week because you've earned it. Not because of anything else. Not because, Jaquez is hurt, and not because this, that, and the other. You've earned it, period, the end. And so, I assume and I expect that he's going to keep getting better. He's going to keep working hard, and he's special. Sure. I mean, we enjoyed watching him. I mean, he had some spin moves and, everything. His legs are about as big as my waist, and he's only about 5'6" or something. But, man, he looked like a little Earl Campbell to me out there. He's a strong kid. I mean, he gets in that squat rack. He's a 400-pound squatter, and he's faster than you think he is. I ain't going to give him 5'6", but I'll give him about 5'9.5". But I think he's so big around, he's just got to look shorter, But he, again, I'm proud of him. I'm proud of all those guys. I mean, we ran the football when we had to. I wish we'd have been a little bit more productive in the third quarter, but we ran the football when we had to. We moved the football when we had to, and we were able to ice the game when we had to. All right, well, Coach, I guess we've only got a few minutes left, so maybe we ought to talk a little bit about this week's opponent and the fact that,
I don't think it changes your game plan any, but it's homecoming this week.
It is. That's homecoming is for, I mean, by definition, it's for the people that have graduated and come home, and that's exactly what I told the kids today. They're all worked up about how they're going to ask their girlfriend. I don't know what's changed in society where now you've got to have a crowd to ask your girlfriend to a homecoming dance. So I assume it's so you back her in a corner and she can't tell you no, because how you going to tell somebody no in front of 300 people? We had 3 football players at the pep rally last week ask their girlfriend to homecoming. I said, when in the heck did I mean, I don't know.
Your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Guaranteed yes.
Well, I mean, who knows nowadays? But I watched 3 kids do it, and when I asked them, you know, I told them today, I said, we ain't thinking about how you're going to, I mean, walk up to her and say, hey, do you want to go to homecoming with me? If she says yes, say thanks, and then let's go practice. I mean, it's time to play some football. That's for people coming home. The old Wildcats have graduated that are going to make a trip back into the friendly confines of Wildcat Stadium. Homecoming's for them.
Right.
And so, you know, we're the main attraction, but we're not going to get caught up in the festivities and the Dunkin' booths and all that stuff. We're gonna
kissing
apple toss and yeah, whatever. I mean, that's all fine and good, and I mean, it's great. It's great for the community. It's great for the school, but we're here to knock heads, and we're here to bust chops, and that's going to be our focus for the week.
And we're playing Rudder from Bryan.
Yep, and we're going to see a little bit more of the triple option scheme. They hadn't been as successful as they probably wanted to, but again, I don't underestimate. To me, it's not about wins and losses. There's about a half a hair difference between them because it's about execution, and I don't care who's on the other sideline. I don't get up for big guys. I don't get down for little guys. These guys play football. They play hard. They're coached hard. We play hard because we're the Temple Wildcats. We don't play hard because they're the Rudder Rangers or the Native Consolidated Tigers or the Belton Tigers. Or I don't care who it is. If the Green Bay Packers show their sorry butts up at Wildcat Stadium, they're going to get a game from Temple Wildcats.
Well, you know, I know Mike Dent, the owner of Wings Pizza and things, he's walking around with his Green Bay Packers shirt on. He would probably love to see the Packers get off the plane here at Wildcat Stadium. Well, but they would have a tough game from the Wildcats now, wouldn't they?
I don't know if it would be a tough game, but we're going to play them. There'd be a game. We ain't going to run in the locker room. So, you know what I mean? It's any time, any place, anywhere. It's the kind of the mentality, and I think we proved that with the pre-district schedule that we have. So, I mean, you know, it ain't a tough guy thing. It's just that if you prepare based on who's on the other team, you're setting yourself up for failure. I watch it every Sunday. I watch it every Saturday. You know, I don't know how you can take the best talent in the world and go out and lay an egg, but I think part of it is because of the fragility of the teenage and the young man psyche. It's a hard thing to keep up and stay up, and the only way, in my opinion, you can do it, and again, we can go out and lay an egg and I can be proved a liar. But, you know, the only way I think we can do it is to get our butts ready, don't worry about who's on the sideline, and go execute.
Well, Coach, it's been a pleasure once again to have you out here. This is week 7 coming up. This has been Inside Wildcat Football, live from Wings Pizza and Things here on HK Dodge and Loop in Temple, Texas. Sponsored in part by Las Tavica Jewelers. And we will be back next week to talk about this Friday's football game. And once again, Coach, thanks a lot for coming. I know your time's valuable, but we certainly appreciate you doing this.
I appreciate you having me. Go Wildcats.
Yeah, go Big Blue.
There you go.